I first learned about spiritual direction while I was in divinity school and was immediately captivated. As a spiritual director myself now, I find that many people are unfamiliar with what spiritual direction is. Simply put, spiritual direction is a contemplative practice of looking within and of connecting with something larger than oneself. As a spiritual director, I accompany people on their journey of connection and noticing where spirit may be moving in their lives. My style as a spiritual director is contemplative, meaning that there is space and silence in the session to allow one to listen within themselves. Contemplative listening and silence allow people to go deeper into their own experiences, feelings, and ideas, to explore their own inner life and hear their deepest, truest self. That can sound fairly intimidating to some, the idea of listening deeply to oneself, of observing silence. If you're anything like me, silence can sometimes seem pretty loud with all of the chatter in my head. The grocery list, what to prepare for dinner, where I put my glasses, and so forth. There's also so much pressure constantly to be doing that the idea of sitting still and listening within can seem inconceivable. Time for contemplation and reflection is important to our well-being, physically, mentally, and spiritually. It allows for processing and reflecting on what we truly want for our lives, on that which would bring the deepest contentment, and for observing the movement of the spirit in our own lives. Listening within does not have to be just sitting in silence. There are numerous ways to listen to your own inner guide, to listen to your soul. Now, rather than simply talking about contemplative practices this morning, I thought we'd try out a few. I've used each of these practices at different times to help me more closely listen within. You may find that one or more of these are helpful to you. You may seek out other types of contemplative practices. Engage with these practices this morning as you feel comfortable. See what comes up for you. After we come back from the break, we can discuss the practices about your experiences and questions you have. I'm a visual learner, so images are helpful to me to contemplate. One practice employing images is using soul cards. Soul cards are the creation of Deborah Koff Chapin at the Center for Touch Drawing. Each card in the deck has an image that is intended to evoke your insight and creativity and offers a way to reflect on your own soul. There's many ways to use the soul cards on your own or with a group. The general process is to keep an image or question in mind for yourself. Draw one or more of the cards and then contemplate on the card. Since we're not gathering physically right now, I thought we'd try a different method. Yesterday, I spent a little time with the cards, just contemplating on this church in Tullahoma. And then I selected 4 cards from the deck. In a moment, I'll share my screen, which will display the 4 cards. As we go forward through the practice, feel free to take any notes or journal if you wish. So we'll begin with a moment of silence, during which I'll invite you to think of a question or issue that is on your heart this morning. On your screen are 4 images. Take some time to look at them. See which of these cards sort of calls to you. Select one or more of the cards for you to work with this morning. We'll take just a moment here for you to contemplate those cards and make your selection. Now that you have a card, let's see what this card may offer for you. You might begin by simply describing the card to yourself. What do you see in the card? The colors, the shapes. What do you see happening in the image? Does a title come to mind for this card? You might tell yourself a story about the card. For example, once upon a time. Notice how you reacted when you first viewed the card. What emotions are evoked for you when gazing upon this card? What connections might you draw between your issue and the card? Let's take a few more moments to reflect on the card and then we'll move on. Press the stop share. It's down at the bottom.
New share. Where did it go? Oh, I got it.
A simple yet powerful practice. The first time I experienced soul cards was at Meadville Lombard Theological School. At the beginning of a week-long class, we were invited to select a soul card to meditate and journal upon each day for a week. As I reflected daily upon the image, I found that my awareness of the issue and the meaning I gained from the card shifted and deepened all week long. Some of the students returned their cards at the end of the week. Others, like myself, kept them. Mine is now located on my home altar, where it continues to offer new meaning and insight to me as I continue to grow and change in relation to the original issue. Soul cards are one way to listen with using images. You may find that words are helpful to you to listen within. Many find contemplation of poetry and literature to be helpful. In this next practice, we will engage deeply with a text. This practice is often used in group spiritual direction and is a form of lectio divina. I've chosen for us a reading from Singing the Living Tradition, number 683 by Theodore Parker, a reading that many of you are likely familiar with. To begin this new practice, let's take a moment to center yourself and prepare to listen to the words. Some find it helpful to close their eyes as they listen. I'll read the text 3 times, pausing between readings. Prior to each of the readings, I'll invite you to listen for something. Simply notice what comes up for you. Again, feel free to take notes or journal if you like. Let's begin. For this first reading, notice what word or phrase jumps out to you. Be ours a religion which, like sunshine, goes everywhere. Its temple, all space. Its shrine, the good heart. Its creed, all truth. Its ritual, works of love. Its profession of faith, divine living. Notice if there was a word or phrase that jumped out to you in that first reading. On this second reading, listen for what the text might be saying to you. Be ours a religion which, like sunshine, goes everywhere. Its temple, all space. Its shrine, the good heart. Its creed, all truth. Its ritual, works of love. Its profession of faith, divine living. On this third and final reading, listen for what message the text might have for your life, for how you might act. Be ours a religion which, like sunshine, goes everywhere. Its temple, all space. Its shrine, the good heart. Its creed, all truth. Its ritual, works of love. Its profession of faith, divine living. Just give another moment for you to wrap up any writing you may be doing. The concepts of Lectio Divina may be applied really to any piece of poetry or reading. What might it be like to apply this practice to a piece of music or a song? Perhaps the meditation song we heard from Green Day this morning. Visio Divina utilizes the same concepts as Lectio Divina, but applied to images rather than words. The third practice we will explore this morning combines your own creative side with a sensory experience and a guided meditation. So if you have paper and something to write with, I invite you to begin by drawing a door. Don't get hung up on your artistic abilities, just a simple door. Here's mine. I think that I can safely say that both 2020 and the global pandemic have been challenging to everyone. Neither 2020 nor the pandemic are yet over. We still have a ways to go. Yet, we are on a threshold of sorts. Over the year, we've learned much. We've learned things that likely we never thought we would need to know, things that never crossed our minds before, like how many Zoom meetings can I do in one day? Or how many face masks we need for our families? Or how long we could go without having to enter a grocery store? How to homeschool children? How to do our work remotely? Any number of other things. We bring all of this growth, all that we've learned, and all of our experiences forward with us as we enter the next phase, this next season. We stand at the threshold of a new day, today. As is always true, today we are beginning something new. A new day, a new season, a new friendship, a new position, a new meeting, a new way of being in the world. That something new may evoke excitement or trepidation, maybe a little of both. What's going to happen next? How will I be changed? Anytime we begin something new, we must leave something behind, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. What are you leaving behind as you enter the day, as you enter this next season? Take a moment to ponder what this threshold, big or small, is for you. As you have that beginning in mind, consider the endings. What would you like to set down or set aside as you begin? Is there something you need to let go in order to come fully into this beginning? I invite you now to use crayons or markers or whatever you have to color the door you just drew. As you do so, ponder what it is you want to set down, what you want to do differently, what you would like to leave on this side of the door. We'll just take a few moments for you to color your door and ponder. Okay, thank you. In this next part, if you feel comfortable, I invite you to close your eyes as I now lead you in a simple guided meditation. Take a moment to find a comfortable position and center in upon yourself. Notice your breathing. Breathe in deeply through your nose and gently out through your mouth. Imagine yourself moving along a path. It's a nice path. As you move leisurely along, look down and notice the path. You may be on a narrow dirt path, a wide gravel path. Perhaps your path is paved. Feel the path beneath you. Notice how it feels to move along the path. While slowly moving along this path, you notice that you are also moving with purpose. You are calm and relaxed. After a bit, you notice a door up ahead, directly on your path. You continue moving along and approach the door. You are now directly in front of the door. You see that the door is in vivid colors, and you notice that these colors bring you joy. Reach out and touch the door. Feel the hardness. Feel the texture of the door in the palm of your hand. There is an awareness within you that on the other side of this door is possibility. Behind this door is opportunity. With your hand on the door, reflect on what you want to set down, what you want to let go of. Ponder that which you want to leave on this side of the door. Give one last long gaze at how things are right now. Give an embrace to that thing you want to leave behind. And now, set that thing down. Set it on this side of the door. It is safe there. You can leave it right here. Now reach your hand out and grasp the doorknob. Feel the knob in your hand. Take a deep cleansing breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. You are now ready. Turn the knob and push open the door. As you open that door, you are awash in light. See the opportunities present for you. See what you are ready to enter into and then cross the threshold. Move through that doorway and into the new thing, your beginning. Enter into this new way of being. Breathe deeply of this beginning. You are peaceful, happy, and free. Enjoy this moment. Savor this beginning. Embrace what you see here, what you feel here. We will simply stay here in our new way of being for a few moments. Hold on to this feeling. Bring this feeling, this new awareness with you as you now begin to come back into the present. As you come back into your homes and offices. Feel your seat beneath you. Notice how your body feels. Move your hands, wiggle your feet. And when you feel ready, open your eyes and come fully back into the present. Thank you for practicing with me. Contemplative practices need not be intimidating. There are many ways to contemplate and listen within. Meditating, sitting in deep silence is a powerful tool. The practices we have engaged in are just a few more tools that are slightly more active. There are many others should you want to explore ways for looking within. I look forward to hearing about your experiences this morning, and I thank you for inviting me. Amen.